Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. The end of luxury is nigh. Or, well, it actually already happened, but Chanel is at it again. You guys, if you shenan once, you will shenan again. Shenanigans. Chanelligans. What did they do this time? Lena. And Bruno, seriously, the two of you, get a room already. Get a room already, the two of you. Get a room. I know you both hitched, you both have kids, but get a room already. Subscribe to my channel before we get to the room. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Get access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. superdacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun, come join the chats. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Okay. Now, reports from China are coming in stating that Chanel is having difficulties selling there. Now, this is leading to several factors and changes and shifts in their company, strategies, business strategies, potentially also the way they deal or not deal with their coworkers or their employees. Now, several news outlets from China have been reporting about allegedly, and really emphasis on allegedly now because we're going to touch base on two sides of the story, which is very interesting. Listen and listen good, because Chanel is owned privately, not publicly, so they don't have to answer to shareholders. So the way that they deal with decision making in terms of what they wish to disclose to the public and what they wish to not disclose to the public is very special to them, because they are one of the only really major luxury brands standing that are privately owned. So it is interesting for us to see how they go about disclosing or not disclosing certain decisions and business choices that they make. Bear that in mind as we go into this story. So several news outlets in China are reporting that allegedly Chanel is going to cut 50% of their workforce, okay, in 2024. So we're talking about layoffs. So Chanel is allegedly going to lay off 50% of their workforce in China. 50% is a lot. When the news broke, everybody was talking about it, to the point where I think it got a little bit iffy for Chanel, and Chanel usually never comments on news about Chanel. They don't. They were forced to comment a couple of years ago when the scandal of the advent calendar happened, and it went viral and people were complaining about their ratchet stickerlets and freebie-lets for $825. They had to address the situation, and they've never issued another advent calendar since 2021. It's been 3 years now. It's like they got burned, and they even had to issue an apology. Bruno Pavlovsky issued an apology, which was a backhanded apology. He said, oh yeah, we're so sorry that you did not understand how amazing this advent calendar actually is. That's basically what his apology was. I was like, that's a backhanded apology. But as you can see, the brand is quite arrogant, in my humble opinion, how they deal with their co-workers and also how they deal with their clients. Point being, Virginie Viard on June 5th, they wish you to believe that she was laid off or fired. I personally believe that she quit because she was done with all the bullshit. But we don't know, because Virginie probably had an NDA signed, so she probably cannot give interviews about what really happened. Nor does she maybe want to. Maybe she's just really done after 30 plus years of dealing with all that. She's just like, you know what? We good. Thank you. I'm going to take my inheritance from Carl and I'm going to call it a day. But to the 50% layoffs of workers in China by Chanel, Chanel actually issued a response, a reply. Yes, they did. They didn't just let this news pass. They did not act like they didn't hear the news. They did not act like it's none of our business. No, they actually replied. They did. And here's what Chinese news reported, and I got it translated for us in English. So here it says from financeeastmoney.com, recently it was reported that French luxury giant Chanel plans to lay off a large number of employees in China, aiming to correct the brand's expansion in China in the past few years. In the face of the rapid decline of the Chinese luxury market. It is reported that some departments in China will lay off up to 50%, including administrative and management personnel and some frontline personnel, and suspend all recruitment plans in the Chinese market. In response to this rumor, the relevant person in charge of Chanel China revealed to reporters that as of now, you see how Chanel responds when they're really pushed in a corner? That as of now, but again, we have to learn to read between the lines because this statement is kind of, it says the opposite, but it doesn't. Listen what they said. Allegedly what they said, because of course this is referencing what they heard they were told, like, girl. But anyway, the person in charge said that, wait, hold on. In response to this rumor, the relevant person in charge of Chanel China revealed to reporters that as of now, no relevant information has been received internally. The person in charge said that unlike listed companies, Chanel has always been in a relatively stable state. Now, to me, this doesn't sound like Chanel is not laying off anybody of their workers in China. This sounds like they might be, but they don't want you to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because let's read this again. They said, in response to the rumor of them letting go 50% of their workers, the person in charge of Chanel China revealed to reporters that as of now, no relevant information has been received internally. That's not a definite no. We are not going to let go 50% of our workers. This is a non-answer, exactly. The reporter also noted that Chanel's chief financial officer, Philippe Blondiau, has publicly stated that he plans to expand stores in the Chinese market. This is because Chanel currently has 18 stores in China, or in the Chinese market, which is far lower than the 40 to 50 stores of its peers, and even lower than Hermès. Data shows that the Chinese luxury goods market has accelerated its decline in the second and third quarters of this year. Interesting. In May of this year, Chanel CEO Lena Nair, hello Leaner, Leaner also admitted that demand in the Chinese market was sluggish, but said she still believed in the huge potential of the Chinese market and said that young Chinese consumers are increasingly paying attention to the financial attributes of luxury goods. Fashion veterans revealed that Chanel is expected to temporarily shelve the plan for exaggerated stores, but at least the fashion shows in Hangzhou and Hong Kong this season will not be affected. It is worth mentioning that the current pessimism in China's high-end consumer market is clearly visible to the naked eye, and luxury giants are actively looking for breakthroughs. Industry analysts revealed that although the surge in A shares at the end of September boosted consumer confidence, the stock prices of many luxury giants hit a new 52-week low, again, in the past week. For example, LVMH's stock price has plummeted by 40%. 40%. I mean, it's really tragic. From its high. How to improve the core competitiveness of core products will be an important issue that luxury goods need to explore next. High-end perfume products currently seem to be a potential category that is increasing in chips. Interesting how they're probably all going to try to sell us perfumes because we're not buying their bags anymore. This is insanity. Let me tell you, here's the thing. If Chanel, in response to rumors that they're going to lay off 50% allegedly of their workers in China, if their response is internally no such document has been received that would indicate to us that we should lay off 50% of our workers in China, that doesn't mean we're not going to let off 50% of our workers in China. To me, that means none of your business. We are a privately owned company. What we decide to do, none of your business. So zip it, shut it up, because we don't want to ruin our reputation. Except, here's the thing, Chanel. It would appear as though quite a few of your co-workers are not very happy. Allegedly. Because I get the tea. People write me. And they write a lot. And if you wish to share your trials and tribulations, if you're a worker in one of these brands, but you don't want to publicly leave a comment under my video, don't you worry. You can do it anonymously by writing me an email at superdacob@gmail.com. In the email, you can send me all, photos, texts, whatever you need to share, and then you tell me in the email, am I allowed to share it? Am I not allowed to share it? Of course, I can be silent as a tomb. I'm very respectful of other people's privacy, and if people want to share something with me, but say, please, but tell me, then Dacob, please don't share it like publicly, I can respect that as well. But the more you know, the more you know. So Chanel, I have been receiving quite a few complaints from your coworkers, and they have been telling me what sort of terrible conditions they've been working under, and quite a few of them have been leaving as well because they were not happy with how their management was treating them. So, yeah, I know that Chanel has this tradition of being very tight-lipped. They don't want to share anything with anybody. But Chanel, if you're not treating your workers correctly, your workers will start complaining. And they will start complaining publicly sooner or later. What are you going to do then? You can't just shut everybody up like allegedly you tried to do on Instagram when certain people use the hashtag Chanel. As we've seen more and more content creators complaining when they post a photo of something they bought with their own money from your brand and they post it to Instagram, hashtagging it Chanel, it gets taken down for copyright claims. They're not trying to sell anything. They're just sharing their happiness for having purchased something for their own private collection to their own Instagram account. Seems as though there's something connected to hashtag Chanel on Instagram that deletes it from most people posting. That to me seems like Chanel is in cahoots, allegedly, with Instagram, with Mr. Zuckerberg, right? Being like, hey, we also have sponsors on Instagram. You want our money, honey? Play by our rules. We don't want this list of people to post anything of ours. So reprogram your little bots. Whenever somebody posts that hashtag or posts that fully spelled out name of our brand, delete. Allegedly. Because it happened to me several times, and it happened to a lot of other people who are making videos about this more and more and more. Reporting about this more and more and more. So, now Chanel is trying to counter the rumors that they will be laying off 50% of their Chinese workers by saying, we've not received any official notice about this, so you shove it up, you shut it up. I'm like, no. No. No, we're not going to shut up. We're going to keep talking about this as long as we get to the truth and to the bottom. But how interesting that the end of luxury, the more we dig and the more deep it gets, and the more it feels like these brands are trying to, the luxury brands are trying to cover up, all their shortcomings and the fact that they're not doing so well. No, everything's fine. Everything is a la-di-da. Everything is pristine. Everything is spick and span, clean and pan. Hello, friend. Don't you stop to stand. Be a man. Hooray, hooray. Let's span. Open up the wallet. Give us the money, honey. Don't photograph what you purchased. Just keep giving us the money, honey. We don't like you. We don't like how you look. We don't like your style. We feel embarrassed that you are actually wearing our clothes. Ugh. But keep buying by all means. Just don't post it on social media. Please, you're embarrassing us. They're not going to tell you that, but between the lines, that's what they're telling you. Think about it. Allegedly. Just my opinion. Let me know down below. Help a hoe get to 100,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Subscribe. Thumb up the video. Thoughts down below. Send me those emails. Love you loads. Never give up on love. Bye.